Okay, so in the last video, we went through the personal life evaluation assessment where I showed you a walkthrough as I completed the assessment based off my here and now across the 8 life areas. And I was able to get those scores. That was the audit. That was me discovering where I currently am um, in this current season. That was the discover where you are phase of from the design your next 90 days workbook. Okay. So here I put in my scores and we found that finances and fun were 2 of my lowest scores. So we're going to move into the thing with that is we have the scores. What do we do with it? I think it's important to start with a vision. What it is that you want. Where is it do you want to go? And so the step 2 is now that you know where you are, let's imagine where you want to go. And the prompt here, it says, if my next 90 days, if my next days felt aligned, what would that look and feel like? So, because this is an interactive book, we can type right inside of here. So I'm going to start typing. If my next days felt aligned, it would feeling like stability, ease, and intentionality. It will be peaceful, aligned, and flow with ease. Okay. So then we go here, we got the word bank. How do you want to feel in days? I want to feel calm, secure, free, grounded, energized, and purposeful, right? Okay. Then here's a reflection. In days, I want to feel more blank in my life. Okay. Then here's the 90-day vision statement. This is your North Star for your next 90 days. Fill in the blank. Over the next, let's say, 90 days, I am designing a life that feels blank by focusing on. All right, so we gotta do the days, the feelings, and the focus. And here are some examples that is given. Over the next 90 days, I am designing a life that feels peaceful by focusing on my morning routine and energy boundaries. Over the next 90 days, I am designing a life that feels secure by focusing on my finances and savings goals. Over the next 90 days, I am designing a life that feels connected by focusing on my relationships and communication. So I think I'm going to go. These are examples. You don't have to use them. You do them based off of your score, whichever lowest score you had. And it just so happens that finances were my lowest one. So I think I'm going to go with that one. Feels secure by focusing on my finances and savings goals, right? So then here, who I am becoming in this next 90 days and what parts of her is already here. So we can answer that in that little section there. And then we'll go here, check mark your commitments. I commit to showing up with grace, not pressure. I commit to experimenting, not perfecting. And I commit to adjusting as I learn. By completing this vision statement, you're setting a clear intention for your journey over the next 90 days. Remember, it's not about achieving perfection, but about making peaceful progress. Embrace the opportunity to grow, learn, and design a life that truly resonates with who you are. And I'm just going to put my name there. And we have done the vision part. Now, I know I kept it as simple, but I do want to show you a GPT that I created, and it is a part of my membership, the DWJ Life by Design membership. And you can also go onto my website to purchase it. It is a custom bot that I built. It is called the Picture Perfect Life by Design, and it is a guide that will help you envision the life that you want to live. Okay. It is a 7-step framework based off the word perfect, PERFECT. Each step builds onto the last one so that by the end, you have a clear, soulful life by design snapshot that you can return to anytime you need grounding or direction. And so this 7-step framework, again, goes off of the word perfect. P is for your personal truths. E is for envision your life. R is for road mapping. F is for future desires. E is for essence words. And C is for create the narrative. And T is transform into a snapshot. So here we started with the personal truths. I did this already. So it asks you what values feel central to who you are right now. And I gave it my 3 values: stability, ease, and intention. It's going to repeat back what you said. Then the next prompt is, what life experiences or moments have shaped your connection to stability, ease, and intention? I put that I was a single mother with a lot of responsibilities, working hard to make ends meet with a low-paying job, and I talked about my low score in finances and my low score in joy. It reflected back the desire you named is I want to build a life that I don't have to recover from my own schedule. Then it gives me another prompt. When you imagine a future grounded in stability, ease, and intention, what feels non-negotiable for you? And I put stability in finances, support from family, feeling of security, and better connection with God. And it wrote out my non-negotiables. For financial stability, it says not wealth for appearance, but consistency, clarity, and freedom from the anxiety of surprises. Support from family, being able to lean without feeling like you're breaking. A sense of security, emotional, physical, and practical steadiness woven through your life. A deeper connection with God, not just belief, but relationship, guidance, and peace that anchors you through transitions. And so that completed the P of the perfect framework. And then we go into E, envision your life. Here it tells me, what does your ideal day feel like from morning to evening? And I wrote a quick snapshot of what I felt like it would look like. And it kind of reflected that back to me. It says, what you're describing is a life of regulation, connection, and ownership of your time. It's an entirely different nervous system than the one survival modes teaches. Then it asks me what energies or emotional qualities defined it. And I put peaceful, joyful, grounded, expiring, rested, and focused. And the energies of your envisioned life, it says peaceful. Your mornings set the tone, no chaos, no scrambling. Joyful, not accidental joy, but joy you make room for. Grounded, feel planted, nervous system calm, decisions made from center. Inspiring, your work, your environment lifts you, not drain you. Rested, your body finally operating with nourishment, not depletion. And focus, your mind clear because your schedule honors your capacity. And we've completed the E. Now we roll into the role mapping. And it says, what are the key roles you hold in your life right now, and how do you want them to show up? And I put that as a mother. I want to be more of a mom than a mom on duty for my 21-year-old. And it reflected back everything I said. It kind of polishes the things up for you. You write it as messy as you want it to be. The great thing about the chatbot is going to polish it up for you, make it make more sense, better sense. And then we go into F, future desires across the 8 life areas. So here I put what I desire for each area, what I wanted. And it produced it more, a little bit more polished. Then it asked me for my essence words, the E. And here I chose freedom, stability, abundance, and intentionality. It's going to give you words, the suggested words to spark your inspiration, but you can pick whatever it is that you so desire. And then it moves down into, so it gives me my essence words and a little bit more. Freedom, the spaciousness to design your days, your work, and your joy from your own terms. Stability, emotional, financial, and spiritual grounding that keeps you steady and supported. Abundance, not just more, but overflow. Overflow of joy, peace, opportunities, connections, and resources. And intentionality, moving through life with purpose, clarity, and alignment rather than reaction. Yes, all of that. And then we move into C, create the narrative. So here it asks me to imagine it's already your reality. In your present tense, describe a day in your picture perfect life, a day that embodies freedom, stability, abundance, and intentionality. And so I described it. I even used the examples here, how I wake up, how I move throughout the day with work, how I connect with others, and how I ended my day. And here it gives you, it reads it back to you. It says, Tamberly, your narrative already carries the energy of your life, of the life you are creating, spacious, aligned, grounded, and filled with meaningful connections. And it reflects it back. And then we go into the T, transform into a snapshot. It says, will you like your snapshot's visual mantra section to be? Do I want it to be a short mantra, a vivid one-line image, or a combination of both? And so I chose a short mantra. And then it created my Life by Design snapshot here. So it gave me my essence words, my personal truths, my envisioned life. It shows me my road mapping, where I'm currently at and where I desire to be, where my future desires across the 8 life areas is, the life narrative, and my mantra. My life flows with freedom, stability, abundance, and intention. And it says, Tamberly, this is your blueprint, your compass, and your life by design. So in the next video, we're going to take my personal scores and my snapshot here and put it into a gap mapper to help me see exactly where I am, where the gap is between where I am and where I want to be. It's going to give me that exact layout of where the gap is. So that would be the next video. These tools are a part of the DWJ Life by Design membership that will be opening this month, scheduled for opening day on December 31st. And I hope that you all will come along this journey as we build our lives that we actually want to live in. I will be giving more information on that in the next video as well. So I will see you all later.
You've been listening to Daily Wellness Everyday Living. If this reminder supported you today, hit subscribe so you don't miss the next guide. For more reflections and resources, head to digitalwellnessjournal.com. And remember, your daily wellness isn't something extra, it's how you live every day.